Welcome back to the channel. We're here doing some Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. There was some things. Let's see. I was into the planet, but I don't know that the planet is really where I need to be yet. I think it was doing a lot more damage than I was taking a lot more damage than I think I should have. I think we're going to go to the we're gonna go somewhere else. I think we're gonna avoid the planet for right this minute. Because the planet was a little bit much. So okay, on the station. Master Helmsman Raybor, what we have here, Lord Captain, is not very noticeable, but it's a voidship sitting in a local asteroid field. It sure is quiet. Like I settled up in there on purpose. It's not like I'm surprised. The thing is more scrappy than ship at this point. Somebody sure which town it. We were registering critical damage to the hulls and depressurization on several and depressurization on several compartments. Oh, and there's an incoming transmission now too. Ragged voidship, hear us? The Vox transmission hisses and abruptly cuts to static. Do not require assistance. Beat. Do not require assistance. Copy. The Vox releases a different voice. Keep following. They'll pass us by, won't they? Or protects. Lord Captain, I am told our augurs cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there is an unidentified and badly damaged vessel within the asteroid field near the Racadia Philia colony that is refusing help. We want to put too fine a point on it has not yet been offered to them. Let's move on right now. Vox, Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. It's pendulum outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Werensian's voice in case. I wanted to warn you in advance. Oh. Did I want to be kicked out into this menu? That last like 10%, man. I don't know what the deal is with it. Abelard. They already sounded the bridge, their voices raised in anger. Abelard's voice the loudest of all. This is not the conduct of an officer. These are not the antics of a highborn. These are the antics of a highborn brat out on a lark. Explain yourself, Lieutenant. The young woman standing before you, and Abelard strives with all his might not to quail under the onslaught of her superior's anger. She falters, but then manages to look him in the eye and said, "I apologize, sir, but I must speak with the Lord Captain." "Very well, Lieutenant. You may address Lord Captain. not least because I see you've already seen fit to disturb him. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward a higher-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay. Lord Captain, Lieutenant of Avrila Vent, reporting permission to speak. Vent falls silent and then adds rashly, on a matter of extreme importance and urgency. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. I thought that drastic times called for drastic measures. This matter cannot wait. Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks in order to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I am convinced that this step is unwarranted, and the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers. Abelard, in no hurry to intervene, lets out a skeptical huff. Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Essential Worsurian and to intervene in what's been happening in the lower decks, because very soon we have a mutiny or a massacre on our hands. The situation could boil over any minute, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who'd been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported up the chain immediately, arranged for the cleansing rite to be performed, and opened an investigation. No heretics had been found alive, but the search has brought contentions between enforcers and workers to a head. I shall explain. I beg you to hurry. Time is running out. I will not hurry, since my competence is under scrutiny. I shall speak for as long as I see fit. There is an established order the way things are done on this ship, and one of the pillars of the system that rope trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is the Essential's role to ensure that. I've always handled internal problems myself, so of course when I received information about cultists hiding in the lower decks, I took matters in hands. So long as I live, not one of those vermin who murdered Theodora von Valencius will find refuge in our ship. You were far too heavy-handed, Essential Worsurian. Arrests, interrogations, mass punishment for an entire sector is driven the people to the brink. Now there's a strike on the lower decks, in Depot 4 to be precise. Three worker clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection, but when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was an order to dispatch an assault unit and crush the strike with maximum force. Depot 4 is one of the poorest sectors in the lower deck. It is home to clans of general laborers. They are not as valuable to the ship as the families who have served as specialized systems for generations. They are an easily replaceable resource, one of which is now more, besides giving succor to cultists and minions of the arch enemy. Depot 4 is poor in trouble, but at worst that means drunken fights and illegal rot-gut brewing. We have handled the workers of Depot 4 in the past. We would like to do so again. The crackdown Depot 4 has been so harsh, and another important point to bear in mind, the problem is not limited to this sector. It is located in one of the most populated lower decks. Everything that happens has a knock-on effect on other neighboring sectors. I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interest of your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain go to the lower deck, stop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You will see they're not lying or harboring heretics. That way you can stop uprising before it begins. I've heard enough. Praise the Emperor. Thank you, Lord Captain. An enterprise bordering on sophomore, but please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically insist that I escort you. Alright. We're going to be fighting down here? Probably. When in doubt, save. Yep. Alright. What we're going to do real quick, I think.
Miscalculations are for commoners. I don't make mistakes. I make profitable learning experiences.
Alright, let's see if we can level again. So... Hmm. I like that one. Let's do that one, I guess. Characteristic. Do toughness. Alright, let's see. We're gonna take that one. I don't know. Alright, let's see. Is that locked? Alright, let's see. We're going on down toward the bottom. It's disturbed. Alright, let's do that, I guess. And then... Logic. Go ahead and do that. Alright, so she's got quite a bit of stuff she can take here. Which one do I want? Let's go pyromancy. Alright. I'm going to play into awareness here, I guess. Alright. So, got that done.
Keep your wits about you.
Yeah.
Did they throw something at me? Abelard reflexively wipes the sweat from his brow and startling a human gesture and a telling one. A rare moment where he allows his age and weirdness to show through his armor-like veneer of self-assurance. Lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I clearly regret that why not replace the locals with servitors. Let's keep moving.
What do we have here?
Okay. How do I examine?
Fate and fortune favor the bold.
How do I examine the pipe? Is it what? Is that not what I just did?
Always keep your eye on the price.
I'm pretty sure that's what I just. I mean, isn't that?
Let us not dawdle.
Huh? I don't know.
Knowledge is eternal.
Yeah. Our villa vent. The sound of the heated discussion rose through the ship's bay. Lieutenant Avrillevent of the ship's enforcers is barring the path of the heavy-built assault unit officer, and judging by their expressions, the tone of the officer has dragged on for some time already, and has now reached a boiling point. I have my orders to put an end to this unrest and purge this sector. You can take your orders and shove them. This is my deck and my sector. There are only 3 people who can waltz in here without my express permission. The first officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself. So not all my lessons fall on deaf ears. Lord Munderton crabby approval. He does not clarify whether he meant Lieutenant Vent, the officer leaving over here, or both. Your Lordship. Pay attention and salute. Subordinates following suit a moment later. Your Lordship, the people have locked down the bay where the struckers are, including their leader. We have a situation under control as far as resources. Oh, large mouth twist, but he restrains himself and says nothing. Right you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck. Hope gleams in Lieutenant Vent's eyes. So... Some person I stare apprehensively at you. The people before you are typical inhabitants of the lower deck. You take their simple clothing, crude weapons, and faces that display varying levels of mutation, from the barely discernible to the strange to the outright grotesque. Rivet. A wizard passes through the crowd, and you detect a mixture of fear, astonishment, and joy at the interactions. Finally, 3 people break away from the crowd, and a woman and 2 men. These must be the leaders. They bow clumsily before you. Lord Captain, you have come down to us. Tell me what is troubling you. Striking. That's news to us, your lordship. This is a tall, thin man in a worker's garb. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think. Oh, shut up, Rivet, snaps the old woman, who turns her hostile dark eyes on you. Here's the deal, your lordship. Your damned enforcers are all over us down here. They say they're looking for cultists. One wrong word and we're reaching for the batons. If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heating to the whole bay for a week at a time. So we get sick and freeze. In my clan, 2 little ones died of it from inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers. Argenta does not interrupt the workers, but you see a sadness in her eyes when the children's deaths are mentioned. She quietly whispers a requiem prayer and makes a sign over herself. It's all true. Ben is the only enforcer officer who stood up for us. It's clear as day who had a mother from the lower decks, who grew up amidship, and has no fellow feelings toward us. Grim man with a scarred face throws up his arms. Your lordship, we're no villains here. We're honest workers. Your servants. We pled in this order. We went on a strike openly, and now we've got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed. That one. Cultist statement, what's that? Yuga they found on the dead drunkard. It was something evil or forbidden. We sure didn't know. The enforcers just said they were looking for heretics among us, and anyone obstructing their investigation would be punished. But how could there be heretics here? We know our own people, and there's been no new faces around. Definitely not. If there were, we'd be the first to report them. And as for this amulet, whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. There's no cultists still breathing in our sector, that's for sure. When that fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies. The boots they came back with, nobody's ever tread these decks and boots so fine. I can tell you that. Seems to me the cultists have a better commanders than us. Oh yeah, these boots were really fine. There was no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor. And when we're working, we bow down before the machine spirits and the large and small transformers in the servant motor. The same way my grandfather was taught 100 years ago by a tech priest who came in Colin. Believe us, your lordship, we are people of faith. I confirmed the information regarding the proper tending of the machine spirits in the sector. Servitors indicate that these commoners are performing the sacraments they are permitted to know. Naive children, weren't you taught in an early age about the dangers of the archenemy's creations? Weren't you warned about any familiar object could be one of them? We were told, Holy Sister, but it was long ago. Last time we saw a confessor in our sector, it was just after I had my third little one. That is regrettable, but you cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of the Holy Fathers. Who will you blame when the beasts crawl out of those amulets you stole from the heretics? The Holy Father was not there, or the scavenger who brought the evil down on himself and his neighbors. What changes do you want? Would you look at this? The exalted Lord Captain was asking us to build rats what we want. Well, here's what. We want you to rein in your damned enforcers and quit turning off the heat, and to stop battering everything that moves. No, that's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here. We want to be armed. Give us arms and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if these cultists do show their faces. I've been leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of these club-building thugs can only improve things around here. You've gone too far, old man. They'll never let the maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. They probably even insist the enforcers on the upper decks too. As for weapons, what do we need them for? Before the first day's out, we'll have someone shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. We don't need that. If the enforcers stop harassing us, that'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the cultist bodies and we'll talk to them. One lower decker to another. So if there's any more of those damned amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves. You speak for yourself and your clan. I speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures. I want real change. They promised us the world now, but as soon as the anointed one turns his back, these brutes will be honest, even harder than before, all because we dared to speak out. The tall worker's eyes dart between two arguing leaders. Every few seconds he opens his mouth as if planning to agree, but then he falls silent, making a few vague approvals. Okay, we're gonna try the coercion one. Coercion test failed. Of course it did. I don't like seeing clans of Depot Fort talk to each other, but I agree with the Lord Captain. I won't demand the disbanding of the enforcers. I'd rather be gunned down by the enforcers than back down now. They'll have us all killed anyway. Well, you know, I'm not going to give them weapons. The old woman's face pales, but she merely grits her teeth and spits on the floor again. Sorry, old man, I'm not putting my life and my whole clan's lives on the line because of your stubbornness. We are most eager to assist. We'll get right to it, Lord Captain. Okay. Let's go back to where we started, I guess. That was,
Hey! What's that?
I don't know. What is it? What was I supposed to... I mean, I assume it's just this right here. I don't know. Oh, there it is.
I always keep my options open.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Is there money to be made?
I hope so. I don't know, can't get that right now. Something unexpected. I have an urgent matter to discuss with the Lord Captain. Please give us a moment. Come on, man. Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? You kowtowed to the disloyal rabble. You believed their lies and showed them leniency. Next time a ship is attacked by cultists, the rabble will welcome them with open arms and allow them to wreak havoc, whatever havoc they like, because they see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future at the helm of the Valencias? Well, why did you have to be the one to do it? And did you consider what it might cost you? I could have handled the situation myself and not decided to intervene. Remember Lord Captain Theodora, do you think she ever set one slipper foot in the lower deck? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers while she dedicated herself to the grand designs for the Protectorate. Any true strategist and rogue trader ought. I commend your decisiveness, but I'm uncomfortable with introducing new protocols in the midst of a crisis. And I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself. This prosperity of the Von Valencia's Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish, and it was the most monumentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the signs of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds, they create order out of anarchy. Creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So everything left behind, everything I had known, everything my family had known. I came from a long line of officers, and I embarked on an incredibly reckless venture. Lord Captain Theodora entrusted me with a concern she had no time for. She would go off on her flagship for long periods to distant frontiers, on scouting voyages, and the advancement of the entire Protectorate rested on my shoulders. And suddenly, everything that had been built over years and years began to quake, rattling like a flimsy hangar on a seismically active world. One of the senior officers betrayed us. The rogue trader was killed, and who knows what happened on the planets. What's happening on the planets? I will tell you this honestly, without fear of appearing weak. All this has come as a grievous blow to me. I am not panicking or grieving because I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve. I am duty-bound to aid the new rogue trader, to aid you, to find your footing as quickly as possible. And to do that, I must insulate you from problems that, in the past, have been dealt with by tried and tested procedures set out in the ship's regulations. Procedures that were established long ago and functioned smoothly for decades cannot simply be deemed excessive to requirements. Oh man. I understand you need to learn how to respect against the Lord. It's pretty. Alright. Ordis' head is a sign of ascent. The shadow of incredible strain, which evidently had been wearing on him for some time, finally lifts from his face. I am glad you see the value of the foundations laid down by your illustrious predecessor. Why fix what isn't broken? As for me, I shall endeavor not to cause you any further consternation, Lord Captain. And now, please, let us leave the lower decks. If the rogue trader decides to stretch his legs, there are far more suitable places. Okay. That's what I wanted to do, dude. I wanted to go on. That was my goal all along, was to move on. Not spend. Yeah, we're gonna go elsewhere for a moment, and then okay, let's go to the map, and I want to go somewhere. Okay, there's the prison. Okay, so we're not gonna go there yet. Lord Captain, reporting heralds and novice nobilette continue to maintain box silence, perhaps due to Airlight 5 being off limits to visitors. We intercepted signals from the beacon drifting in the station's orbit. The commands are clear. We were told to turn this ship around immediately. We've also detected accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably this remains at interplanetary shells. Perhaps the esteemed Navis Nobilite house requires aid and therefore cannot respond to our box. I'm sorry, Lord Captain, the station does not reply, even after an official greeting by a rogue trader. The declaration read negotiated in person. Alright. Yes, Lord Captain, the Vox remains on front within here today because the officers from the Augur crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis are throwing off most of the readings. Alright. Order the crew to commence docking with the station. Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know what will happen at the station, so you will have to look for the esteemed navigators blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path. We didn't want to go there. Alright, begin scan. Alright. We're gonna dock here. Alright.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
Alright, what are we doing? Alright. Not a step further. Master, we have some strange guests on the station. Felix Orsilio. The tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down on the pearly scales of his weary face. And not just his own blood. Two jet black unblinking eyes are watching your every move. And the third one, the mark of a navigator's fate, is immensely pulsing behind the lower lid of this middle of his forehead. Step back, or unleash all the horrors of the sea of souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness. Blard, if you will be so kind. Essential text express. Before you stands his lordship, the rogue trader Malachi von Valentius, heir to the greatest protectorate in the Koronus Expanse, and heir of the sacred warrant of trade. Allow me to point out that no blood customs require the Lord Navigator to introduce himself first, but given the unusual circumstances on the station, his lordship, the rogue trader, is willing to turn a blind eye to your hostility, but just this once. In that case, I should turn a blind eye to your unceremonious invasion, but just this once. There's a dangerous glint in the man's dark shrouded eyes. Very well, let me introduce myself. Before we send you, Philip Christoph August, keeper of this place. So you did not arrive to offer support to the traders. This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Uruk 5 is a holy sanctum for House Orsilio, and the path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say that you are not on the guest list. I think I released it as guards and witnesses. The soldiers are quivering as if their tormented flesh were being flayed, yet they keep clutching their weapons. I'm looking for Lord Inquisitor's interrogator, Lord Hendrix von Calix. Do you know anything about this present station? Lord Inquisitor's interrogator? I think that I would know such an important individual decide to pay a visit. Provide me with a... I do not think that is possible. Uruk 5 is an observation station. We do not sign contracts and do not provide navigators. We delve into the depths of infinity and chart the movements of the warp storms. Besides, I feel like gestures at the disorder around him. You have chosen an opportune time for negotiations. The blame lies with Theobald Ocelio, the second keeper of the Uruk 7. The old man was a great navigator, but he could no longer control his powers. I begged him to retire, but he was too obsessed with our mistress, Lady Cassia. And his madness and stubbornness spelled doom for the entire station, for he opened his third eye in a fit of rage and unleashed the horrors of the warp on those who displeased him. The Theobald Ine would never use his power in such a reckless manner. This will be difficult to explain to the uninitiated, but I am going to try. The warp currents in the system have been tumultuous for dozens of cycles, and have worn the veil between our word and the Imperium thin and frail, at least here on the station. The ruinous powers are trying to tear it down completely and corrupt all living things. The servants were the first to fall victim to it. Oh, their bodies morphed. The pain and despair drove their souls mad, and the lunatics took my mistress prisoner and almost destroyed the station. But I rallied the few who still followed the light of the Golden Throne to set things right. Lord Navigator here is speaking the unvarnished truth. I bet this station is full of voices and whispers all trying to break through from the other side, waiting for you to reach out and swing the door wide open. I sincerely hope that the influence of the Mediterranean has not yet affected your body and soul. With due respect, I advise you to remain at the station. Return to your voice ship. I need to save Lady Acacia. If you are willing to help her, indeed risk your life, you must leave. If you are not willing... I would never ask you for such a favor under different circumstances, yet Philip takes his hand away from his ribcage and notices blood and winces of pain. And yet, Lady Cassia's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you may actually succeed. In order to ascend to the mistress's chamber, you will need to take this, maybe make a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Orsilio herself. This is the control rod to elevator machine spirit. I have one part, and the other was lost during the mutiny, but even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered. I have the phylactery containing the mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the rectangular doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help rebuild the rod. The tech priests ceaselessly reformed the rites of appeasement so that the machine spirit would serve the house in this time of need. The faithful hour is now upon us. Pascal has the research for the data slate. Requesting access to the object's data crypt. The Navis Nobilat use independent modifications of standard sanguinary technologies due to the uniqueness of genetic code inherent in the lineage of each house. Phyllis is often but arrogant, resolved, boasters voice, and these technologies were made secret for a reason. I respectfully decline your request, esteemed servant of Omnissiah. You have your sacraments and we have ours. I'm also supposed to the elevator. Stations to main cogitator are situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence and the sacred mechanism to do the rest. I guess that makes sense. So what have you decided? Descendant of the von Valentius' line. I have questions concerning the situation in the station. What is your house and the balance of power and part of the galaxy? I will help you not for the sake of profit, but for the good of the Imperium. It will be an honor to save Lady Navigator from her rose. I will rescue your mistress, but in return I require that House Orsilio sign a contract with my protectorate. So be it. Hurry, the mistress's safety is all that matters. Should you fail, our arrangement is finished. Well, yeah, I would assume so. That makes logical sense to me. Okay, so where do we go first?
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Mirror's power is out.
I always have a backup plan.
The whispers told me how.
Jump over.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Keep your wits about you.
Making adjustments.
What a peculiar thing.
What's that?
I'll make an example out of you!
For the Emperor!
Who, if not me? I'll see to it personally.
As the Emperor commands, I act. My Emperor!
Ow. They're just terrible at shooting each other in the back, man. It's pretty sad.
I'll do it.
Alright.
Activate calculus fury algorithm.
Oops. What did I do? Oh, I did the... I'm just terrible at this tonight.
justice for the weak. I'll do it.
Huh. They're just as bad at shooting their own people in the back as I am. Where'd that one come from? I just walked past him up there.
But of course, I've never felt pain like this.
I don't know what's going on there. Okay.
Was that you? Or
There comes some more of them too.
I will do. I took care of this one. Indeed. One fewer target. At your beck and call. Victory is imminent.
Huh.
On it. I'll see to it personally.
Let's see.
just in time.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. As the Emperor commands, I act. Who can escape the Emperor's judgment?
Alright, that was nice and brutal.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Alright.
Mere pain won't stop me.
anything else.
Ooh, no, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that.
I took care of this one.
Wish that had just a little bit more range on that.
It will be done.
Alright.
Give to the heretics.
I'll make it out. You never stood a chance.
Ha! I actually hit somebody.
I won't stand for it. My gut tells me it's a bad idea. I won't compromise my principles. I refuse. I won't stand for it.
Explorers know one route forward. Request approved. Running binary arrived.
Alright.
I won't compromise my principles.
Will do.
Alright, he should drop at this. That burning should get him, I think, but I don't know.
As the tactical imperative dictates.
Alright, either way. Alright, let's got some more levels. Oh wow, there's lots of loot around here, isn't it? That I have not picked up. Alright, anyway, I think that's a good stopping point for this, to be honest with you. So we're going to end it here, and next time to continue this. Appreciate you joining us. We'll see you next time.